Hello and welcome to Teamworks. This is a podcast where we'll be covering everything to do with the gaming world. Each episode we'll be talking to people like ourselves. If you're a streamer or you're just a casual gamer that just wants to talk about gaming, we'll be talking all about everything to do about gaming, and from time to time we'll be talking about Marvel stuff as well. So if you're a big Marvel fan, we'll be talking about that. So this is our podcast. We are Teamworks. Hello and welcome back to Teamworks. This is another bonus episode, and this time we are celebrating our 3rd anniversary. So it's been 3 years since our first episode was ever released, and we started back up 2021, where, you know, I had a lot of passion about doing the podcast, and I seen that there was not many gaming podcasts out there, so I decided, yes, I will do a podcast. So I rang my mate up one day, or text him, I think, or whatever it was, and I said to him, I said, do you fancy doing a podcast? And he went, you know, well, that's not a bad idea. So we started doing a gaming podcast. We only started, obviously, back in 2021, when the pandemic was going along, and for some reason we just did a few episodes and we never got back to it, which is such a shame, because we were really excited for it. And it went from there. So our first episode was to do with the PlayStation 5. The PlayStation 5 wasn't long released, so we started talking about that, which we're going to be going on to those as later on in the episode. So we started that, and for some reason I think it was the pandemic that got in the way, so we just left it there. I'm gutted that we did, because I thought when we started it was going to be something brilliant. And you know what, I said to him one day, I think it was back in 2023, I said to him, I said, do you know what we've done? And he said, what's that, mate? I said, we started a podcast up and we didn't carry it on. I know things got in the way and all that, and you know, life was a bit too much, and it was hard for everyone, you know, with the pandemic and everything going up along with the world. But back in 2023, last year, I said to him, I said, let's start the podcast back up. And he said, that's brilliant, let's go and do it. I said, but this time, let's bring some guests on our show. And that's the making of the podcast, to be honest with you, because we record every week now. Sometimes we've not been able to record, obviously due to commitments and all that, but we make sure that there's always an episode, at least every month, but we try and get an episode out every week. And it's grown really, and it's fantastic to see a lot of people that have decided they wanted to come on the show, and our aim is to basically give people a chance to come on our podcast, tell their story about why they became a gamer, why they love it so much, what console they first played on, and so on. So it's been amazing. And then obviously we started the Twitter page up, and that's brought more interest in there. And we can't thank you enough. And our aim as well is to get to 1K followers on Twitter. We're growing on Twitter. A lot of people are coming to us and saying, "Can we come on the podcast?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's our dream. We want people to come on, express themselves, get themselves a little bit out there." And yeah, that's the nature of podcast world. I love the podcasts, and it takes so much courage to do it. And like I say, back in 2021, there wasn't many gaming podcasts out there. So that's one of the reasons why I came up with this idea. I love gaming. I've got so much passion for it as well. And I know a lot of people have as well as me. So yeah, that's why I thought, get a podcast going. And yeah, it's growing still. And yeah, we've reached about 41, 42 episodes. And we're on season 2, which is amazing. And yeah, we've had some game developers coming on our show as well now, which is absolutely incredible, because I never thought of that being a thing. I mean, we've had some small developers on the show, we've had some big developers on the show, we've had someone that's used to work for Ubisoft, now works for People Can Fly. So he was behind the games like The Crew, Rainbow Six Siege, Tom Clancy Division, and yeah, and The Crew. He actually made up. You remember the flashing lights when you go on the chase run with the police, and on the PS4 you seen the lights flashing. He came up with that idea, which I think was pretty awesome. And yeah, more game developers are coming on our show now, and people are asking, can we come on the show? And Jamie Smith, the one that did come on our show that worked for Ubisoft, just literally asked me one day, is it all right if I come on your podcast, guys? One of my mates has told me about your podcast. And I went, absolutely, mate. That's our big aim, and we've had some fantastic guests on our show right through the years, and particularly the last year and a half maybe coming up, we've had some fantastic people on the show, and it's growing. And I just love the fact that there's so much passion for people that game, and I love the fact that there's more female gamers coming to the gaming world as well. I just have to point that one out as well, because gaming is for everyone, not just for one particular person or anyone else. But yeah, that's what we like. And yeah, we've had some messages coming through, audio messages coming through of some of our previous guests, which we're happy to show off as well. And yeah, we're going to look back on an episode. With the first episode was back in 2021, which was our first episode that was aired on Spotify. I think it was only Spotify then, when and Apple Podcasts, but now we're on Amazon Music as well. So yeah, guys, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode, because we're celebrating our 3rd year, and I can't thank every single one of you for your fantastic support, whether you've been a guest or you've been just helping it out behind the scenes, just sending us messages, which is the most important thing. And yeah, people that have followed us on our socials are absolutely amazing, and people for sharing as well. It does help a lot as well. Our aim is to get Ninja on the show, so hopefully we'll get Ninja on the show one day. If you're listening to this, Ninja, come on, mate, let's get you on the show. And of course, we want to get Angry Ginge on the show. So if you're here listening to this, mate, make sure to contact us. And yeah, guys, first of all, we're gonna head back to our first ever episode, and that was aired in 2021, 12th of May, exactly. Hope you enjoy it, guys, and yeah, it's amazing. Thank you. My name's James.
And my name's Phil.
And together we are Teamworks.
A team that works together.
Stays together. And hello, welcome to our podcast. This is new, so bear with us. But yeah, how are you, Phil, today?
I'm not bad myself. How are you, mate?
Not too bad. I mean, this is the first time doing a podcast, so it's going to be interesting to see how we do on this. But yeah, it's going to be fun, isn't it?
Yeah, just bear with us if we're a bit terrible.
Yeah, but we'll promise you we do get better, and we do talk a lot of nonsense anyway. So
that's true.
So yeah, one of the topics that we want to talk about basically is the PS5 and how it was released and how was the pre-orders and all that. So just want to ask you a few questions, Phil. Obviously, you managed to get yourself one on the release date, which tell us about that, because you were very, very lucky at getting one in the end, weren't you?
Yeah, it was very slim when I first tried it. So I know with you did yours through Amazon, wasn't it?
Yeah, I did. And once my dad pre-ordered it, basically in seconds the site crashed. So I was very, very lucky. Lucky my dad was on there for, I think it was 10 minutes before they actually went on pre-order, so it wasn't too bad in the end. But I feel for everyone that didn't get a chance to pre-order it myself.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is with me, I'm not a morning person. So I missed out on the Amazon ones because it was, let's just say, a bit earlier than I get up. So I got mine with Argos, but on the release date for Argos, it was meant to happen at 3 a.m., I believe. No, sorry, tell a lie, 12 a.m.
Yeah.
But for some reason, they didn't do it. So I stayed awake up until 3:30 in the morning, and there was still no thing. I was sat there all morning just refreshing and nothing.
I mean, you would think they would send you some like notification to let you know that it's not coming out that time. You know, the pre-orders. Like,
I know, it was really annoying because I'm sat there like all night waiting for this to come through, thinking, well, looks like I'm not going to get a PlayStation until God knows how many months later when they finally release the second lot.
Exactly.
And evidently, they decided that they weren't going to tell anyone. They just decided in the morning, I believe it was like 6 a.m. They just started releasing them on Argos then, and then they all sold out. Missed out on one. Luckily, my brother he found a way of getting a notification every time that the PS5 comes into a certain store and managed to pre-order one for me.
Yeah, well, that's good.
I did get lucky in that sense. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think we're both lucky because still today, I think it's 6 months after release date. The orders for people to try and get it, it's still difficult to get one at the moment.
I know, yeah. I mean, they did do another release not too long ago, but again, very few people got it, and so many people missed out.
I know, and yeah, they didn't bring many games out with it at the moment, but what I've heard recently that they're going to be having more exclusive games than they've ever had before. So that's a promising thing to look back on.
Yeah, and I mean, so at the minute, most of the games that we are playing on it is just PlayStation 4 games, which we already previously owned for the PS4, and the ones we got extra
Yeah.
for buying the PS5. But there are a few free updates as well, weren't there, for PS5 versions?
Yeah, there was. In fact, there was quite a few because Watch Dogs Legion was one. We had
Yep.
the Spider-Man one, but obviously we bought that as a PS5 bundle anyway. But I think there was a few more. I'm trying to think of the other games. I'm not sure
Well,
if you can remember any.
Hasn't The Witcher 3 recently got an update for that as well now?
No, I'm not at. It's on the way. I know that. But they reckon it's going to be sometime in the summer. That one.
Right, fair enough.
But
So we
there
will have to
was
wait a bit
Crash
for that. But...
Yeah, well, there was Crash Bandicoot. That's the one. Crash Bandicoot
Yeah.
4. That was one. Yeah, there was.
So as you heard in that 5-minute clip of our first ever episode, it wasn't the greatest audio, I have to say. I didn't have much to record on. We were using a app on our phone called Anchor. It is now called Spotify for podcasters, and the recording tools is not great on there. So yeah, that was our first ever episode, and we were talking about the PlayStation 5 when it first came out, and how difficult it was to get a console. But yeah, the audio wasn't great, so it just shows you how much we've grown since then. We're in 2024 now, and things are really, really improving. I mean, I didn't think to myself that I would save up enough to get myself a gaming PC. So this is where it comes down to, is the change in quality in the audio. It's basically, I saved up, got myself a podcast mic. Then a little bit later on down the line, I managed to get myself a gaming PC. Now, I've always thought about getting a gaming PC one day. It just opens more options, because if you're a streamer like myself or anything else that you need it for, it's brilliant. It opens more options for gamers, streamers, because you can, put overlays on your streams and so on. And also, you're probably wondering why, or what do we record on? Well, that's the thing now. We record, I record on Streamlabs. Streamlabs obviously is a well-known software for people that stream on over to Twitch or YouTube or any other social medias platforms that you can stream on. So I use that, but I also make a call through Discord. So when we do have guests on our show, that's how we do it. We invite them through a Discord call, and I record it on Streamlabs, which is, it actually works fantastic. Obviously, you gotta make sure that you have a good internet connection sometimes, and sometimes mine's not being the greatest. I remember an episode where I was recording with Radio J, I think it was, and the internet decided that it wasn't working most of the time. So we ended up recording little bits, and in the end I managed to get about an hour and a half episode out of it, considering it kept going off. Yeah, I lost connection quite a few times, but I managed to merge all the little clips together and make it into one episode. And it didn't sound bad in that sense, but most of the time I don't have to edit podcast episodes that much, down to the fact that most nights the internet is pretty decent. But me and Phil as well, we met going back a few years ago in a food bank community centre. We used to help out there, and that's how me and Phil met, and we've been friends ever since. So we've always been into the game world anyway, and when I asked him, this was a no-brainer that we should do a podcast about gaming, because we're both passionate about gaming. We love everything to do about gaming, and we just have a lot of fun doing the podcast. Unfortunately, we're not being able to get Phil on the show recently. He's had some news that took him away from the podcast for a little bit, but he will be back. And we just want to say thank you so much for every single one of you for coming on the show. Without you guys, the podcast won't be where it is today. And you're probably wondering as well, why is it called Teamworks? Well, that is a very, very good question when you think of it, because someone's asked me this before. And the reason why we're called Teamworks is basically, when me and Phil were working together, we used to use catchphrase, as you do, your little silly things that you did, and we used to always say, after we completed something that we thought, oh yeah, we've done that mission, we used to always say, what works? Team works. And that's where the name came from. And obviously, you know yourself, in especially like games like Rogue Company, Fortnite, Apex, games like that, you're always in a team and you gotta work as one as well. And that's just the reason why it's called Teamworks. And that's us. And it's amazing to think that 3 years ago was our first ever episode with no proper podcast mic, just talking through headphones, through a software called Anchor, now that's called Spotify for podcasters. And that's how we started, and it just shows you now we've grown a lot. I did mention to Phil when we started back up doing it again, I said, let's get guests on the show, and that's just been the thing that's helped the podcast grow even more. And many more years to come. You're probably wondering why we do it in seasons as well. Well, I came up with an idea of thinking, instead of just going on and on and on, and there's so many episodes, all the time, I thought, let's do it in seasons so we can break it up and say we want to change the format of the podcast. We've got time to edit it, then we've got a bit of a break to sort out things and all that. So we've done seasons. We've done season 1. We're on season 2. You're probably wondering as well, when is season 2 ending? Well, season 2 is going to be ending roughly around about the end of June, and we'll be taking a little bit of a break just to get some more interesting ideas coming onto the show, more guests. We're going to be updating a few little things, but also it's the time where everyone goes on holiday, as you know, so it gives us time to refresh, recharge our batteries, and we also, I just want to also say thank you to some of our previous guests. They've a big turnout. They decided well, I asked a few people, would you be able to do some audio messages for our anniversary? And you know what? The turnout for our previous guests that have come back with recordings is absolutely been amazing. So I hope you enjoy it, guys. This is just a few messages from our previous guests.
Hi James, hi Phil, congrats on your third anniversary of doing your podcast. Your podcast was actually the first time I was doing podcast ever, so I didn't really know what to expect and was a little bit awkward about it maybe, but I'm a big fan of gaming and a big fan of movies that are linked to the game industry. Or in general, we talked some Marvel movies as well, so I'm always glad to talk about that. And with gaming, it's what I did most of my life, since I was 17 or 18, so it's a big part of my life, and I really enjoyed sharing my experience with big fans of gaming like you guys. I really enjoyed your passion to the industry. The things that you played, like the games you tried to develop, also doing the podcast for game developers like me and gaming enthusiasts. I really think that every time people that are passionate about the same thing get together and talk about their passion, some magic happens definitely. And you guys have some unique experience and view about gaming as well. And there definitely were some interesting questions that we talked about. We remembered some childhood memories from our game experiences, from our lives, which is actually magical by itself, of course. Inviting people like me, independent developers, gaming enthusiasts, all of this is very important for the industry, and it just gives opportunity for some people to hang out and have fun and listen to some gaming news and gaming trends and development stories, which are always unique and interesting. So I wish you guys to never lose your passion, to always use it to achieve some new cool experience and sharing it with other people, giving it to your listeners, and hopefully all of us together will gift that great experience and transmit our passion to the next generation the same way that the previous generation of gamers and developers gifted this amazing experience to us. So keep doing your best, guys, and I wish you a happy anniversary, and I hope there will be the 4th and the 5th and so on. So yeah, bye bye. Sorry for my English, I don't often talk in English a lot, so thanks for inviting me. It was a really interesting experience. Bye, guys.
Hello guys, this is Ryan here for the third birthday of Teamworks. I'd just like to say I've been on the podcast a few times, and I really enjoyed them by talking about games. Like on PlayStation and stuff like that. I've just been on one recently on talking about Star Wars for May the 4th. James, who organises it, is amazing. I've known him since school. But yeah, I love the podcast, how he runs it and stuff with his friend, and yeah, and everybody else who I've spoken to on the podcast, a few of them I know Gary, who's from school and college, and I know Kurt, I know a few, and I met a few others as well. Just like to say, you're doing fantastic work, James, and keep it up. Keep doing what you're doing with the Teamworks, and yeah, keep smashing it. Big love, guys.
Hello, this is Andrew from Covine Entertainment, makers of the turn-based RPG Dolphin. So I came on the podcast for Teamworks. I had a fantastic time chatting to our friend James. We talked about a lot of things. One thing I loved about being on the show is it wasn't the typical, just ask someone a question and they answer it, because that's pretty boring stuff. We talked backwards and forward for a while. I even asked James a few questions, so that was a lot of fun. And yeah, we talked about turn-based games. We talked about some of the old school games back in the day, which was awesome. What else did we talk about? We talked about a little bit about the corporate environment and sort of moving from the typical corporate game industry into the indie scene. The indie scene is a lot different. I think you can take a lot more risks in the indie scene, and that's certainly what we're doing with our game. But it was a fabulous time talking to James, and I really hope he invites me back on the show. If you haven't had a chance to listen to the Teamworks podcast, get on it, have a listen. It's great fun. And they have some fantastic guests. So, yeah, take care.
Hey Phil and James, it's Phil, otherwise known as It's Over the Line. Wishing you congratulations on your 3rd anniversary for your first podcast episode. I remember when you interviewed me for my episode that I did with you guys. Can't quite remember when it was. I would probably say it was a good 18 months ago, but it was a good 2.5 hours conversation that we had, and probably felt like that we could have gone on it a lot longer. But we had to pull it because I think I had to go to work. But anyway, it was a great conversation, loads of interesting questions. You sounded really interested, wanted to know the background of me and stuff, and just really allowed the conversation to flow. And you can tell as the episodes have gone on, you've got better and better. So it's a great achievement, 3 years doing something that you really enjoy and you're getting better and better at. So congratulations again. Maybe one day I'll maybe see you again. All the best, lads. See you later.
Congratulations on 3 years of Teamworks podcast. It's an amazing podcast that I've been invited on quite a few times, and so congratulations, Phil and James, for 3 years. It's an amazing podcast, which I've heard some very interesting stories about why people started streaming and gaming, and obviously some game developers as well, which is amazing. So just wanted to do this little voice message to say congratulations, and here's to many, many more amazing guests. And yeah, I'm the Doctor's Gaming Gap. I've been on it a few times, and I'm also known as Gary, so congratulations, lads. Here's to another few years, more years.
Hiya, this is Alicia, aka Raven's Quills, stopping by to give a happy anniversary / birthday shout out to James and Phil and the team at Teamworks podcast. They're celebrating their anniversary week, and I had the opportunity to be on a couple of their episodes recently. They are a great couple of guys. Lots of fun, down to earth. We had an absolute blast talking about everything from Star Wars to childhood to video games. So if you get a chance, check out their podcast, listen to their wide array of episodes on nerd and geek culture, if you will. And if you get a chance to be on there, definitely say yes.
Hello everyone, Scouse Viking here. Just want to say congratulations on your 3rd year, 3rd birthday of the Teamworks podcast. Can't fault it, had a great time every time I've been on it. Great topic, great conversation, just a great time all around. Keep up the good work.
Oh, you're finally awake. Bit improv, but I have no idea really how to do this. But yeah, just happy 3rd anniversary of Teamworks. I think I've been on 3 or 4 sessions since the time of this recording, and I've always had an amazing time. It's always been a great laugh. It's always been great fun chatting to you guys about nonsense and shit like that. So it's always been fun. I've had an amazing time. Met some very fun people whilst doing it along the way. And yeah, it's been a great job. You guys are doing amazing. So keep at it.
Hi, this is Dahlia the Hologram. I wanted to wish a very happy 3rd anniversary to the Teamworks podcast. Cheers, and here's to many more years of awesome broadcasts, and I look forward to hearing the next one. Thanks for having me on, and I'll talk to y'all later this summer.
Hello, Scoob Believers. It's me, DJ Scoob. And I just want to say happy podiversary to my friends at Teamworks. Just for you, y'all. Happy podiversary to you. Happy podiversary to you. Happy podiversary, my friends at Teamworks. Happy podiversary to you. Love you guys. Thanks for having me on. Bye.
And yeah, guys, that's it. That is our 3rd anniversary episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for everyone that's brought the messages in. That's Clanky, Ryan, the Doctor's Gaming Gaff, Dahlia, Reverend Squirrels, Scouts Viking, and a load more. Thank you so much for your fantastic support. Thank you for everyone that's come on our podcast since the beginning of the podcast, I really hope you've enjoyed this episode. And don't forget, we can't just not thank our partners. We are now partners with TerraPlayer. TerraPlayer is an internet radio station for gamers and for people from the music world. So every time our episodes come out now, they will be on TerraPlayer's website as well. Thank you, and thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. The first 3 years since our first ever episode release, it's been amazing. It's been an amazing journey. We've had some fantastic guests, and we hope that we carry on this for several years. I just love doing this. Me and Phil love doing it, and it's such much passion about gaming. And yeah, guys, if you want to come on our podcast, you know how to contact us through our socials or at teamworkspodcast@outlook.com. Thank you very much, guys, and I will see you in the next episode. Peace.
It's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's your birthday, dear. It's alright, it's okay, we're carrying on. And you know, and you know, and you know it's your birthday. Every word, and we're singing along. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's your birthday, dear. It's alright, it's okay, and we're singing along.